With the Australian Open underway, emotions are high, as everyone wants their favorite tennis player to get the glory they deserve. But it looks like Iga Swiatek's fans are especially upset about the way she's been treated. In fact, they're unhappy about where her next match is taking place.
Yeah, trying to just play a little bit, faster to put pressure, but I'm pretty happy that I won and I can play next round.
When the Polish tennis player's fans found out that her next match was going to be taking place at Margaret Court Arena, they were quite upset. Apparently, Coco Gauff's third-round match is going to be held at the best tennis stadium in Australia, the Rod Laver Arena, and fans think Iga has been snubbed, since she's the top tennis player at the moment. Coco Gauff advanced to the third round after beating Katerina Siniakova of the Czech Republic and Emma Raducanu of Great Britain.
I just told myself to hang in there. Emma was playing really good tennis towards the end of the match, and honestly the whole match was great. In the beginning I think
And those were all straight set victories, so it makes sense why she's getting the main venue for her next match. But fans were disappointed to hear that the top-ranked player wasn't getting the main venue, even though Swiatek also defeated Germany's Jule Niemeyer and Colombia's Camila Osorio. The organizers might have thought that her matches won't draw a large crowd. Hearing the news about the change of venues, one Iga fan tweeted that Coco was not Serena Williams, that she was getting the best arena to play her third-round match. One fan reminded everyone that Iga was the defending champion of the Australian Open, so certainly she should have gotten the venue. But all of this proves one thing for sure: Coco has surprised everyone with her sudden rise to the top, and that's why she might be a major crowd pleaser. But the 18-year-old herself doesn't think she's Serena Williams. Coco Gauff believes she has a lot more to do before she can reach Serena Williams status. The 18-year-old tennis player doesn't want to place that kind of pressure on herself. She believes that she has a long way to go before she could even begin to consider herself a champion. Coco has been a surprising force at this year's Australian Open with straight-set victories. During a press conference, she was asked if she considered herself to be on the trail, but Coco quickly denied that comparison.
I never really look at the whole draw, so I never look at who I'm playing next, because you won't be playing next if you don't get through the first match. So I'm the type of person that takes it match by match.
She claimed that the Williams sisters were on another level, and that it would be a long time for her to reach it. She added that she didn't even want to put that kind of pressure on herself. She claimed that if Serena had won about 2 Grand Slam titles, it would make sense. But she's won about 20, and while Gauff is still waiting on her first Grand Slam victory, it would be a long time till she can even be on track to get compared to a Williams sister. The American tennis player spoke about the pressure she felt as an American to follow in the Williams footsteps. She claimed that Serena Williams was always the player that American fans could look up to, but they just had to wait before they could do the same with her.
Well, a group of men have been evicted from the Australian Open after they were seen waving a Russian flag bearing the face of Vladimir Putin. Christina Hearn joins us now from Melbourne Park. Chris, it's alleged they were threatening security.
It was the Russian fans, however, that were left disappointed at the Australian Open. In fact, they were questioned by the police. The drama does not end at one of the most anticipated tournaments of the year. During the match between Andrei Rublev of Russia and Novak Djokovic, some Russian fans were seen being questioned by the security guards for a black t-shirt they were wearing with the letter Z on it. And when Djokovic easily defeated Rublev and the crowd got up to leave the stadium, the same Russian spectators unfurled what turned out to be Russia's flags, with one of them even having a picture of Vladimir Putin's face. And they didn't stop there. They began chanting slogans in support of Russia, and the X on their shirts was basically Russia's symbol of war. Afterwards, Tennis Australia released some statements about what went down. They explained that about 4 men were questioned by the Victoria Police. Victoria Police assured everyone that the safety and comfort of the fans was their priority, and that they had a thorough investigation of the whole thing. At first, all kinds of flags were allowed inside the stadiums. But after things started to get political, the Australian Open organizers banned all Russian imperial flags and things with the symbol Z. But they can't stop things from getting political, especially when you have fan favorites like Novak Djokovic involved. He gave a shut-up call to one of the hecklers during his match. When Noel is in the zone, you can't distract him no matter what. He will shut you up. That's exactly what happened to one heckler at Novak's recent Australian Open match. During his quarterfinal clash against Andrei Rublev, he was constantly heckled by a spectator, and he just couldn't let that slide.
Coming closer to the end, but I still love playing, I still love competing, and as long as it's like that, I'll keep going. All right.
After beating Andre in the first set by 6-1, he was heckled by someone who said, "Come on, Andre, send him home." That seemed to distract the Serbian player, who took aim at the spectator while discussing the issue with the third umpire. He claimed that the third umpire just kept letting it go and wasn't reacting to the heckling. Then when the third umpire wasn't helping him, he directly addressed the spectator and asked him why he couldn't shut up just for once. Many fans took to Twitter to talk about the explosive event and wondered why someone would even heckle at a player like Novak Djokovic. Clearly he's gonna take that fire and play even better. And that's exactly what happened, since Novak ended up winning the match in straight sets and sent Andre packing. This wasn't the only worry that the Serbian player faced during the match though. Apparently he also faced an injury scare in the first set when he flinched during a serve. But the Australian Open favorite isn't letting anything stop him from getting that 10th Australian Open title. Novak is clearly in it to win it, and he's dead sure about it. The Serbian player just keeps shocking everyone with his determination to win the Australian Open, and agrees that he is in his best form. After cruising past Andre in the quarterfinal, he was quite happy by how far he had reached, and believed that the Australian hardcourt is where he's at his best. In the press conference, he admitted that he doesn't think he's as confident as ever, since he has had amazing times at the Aussie Open before.
Well, I have not really been asking around what do you guys think of me coming back here,
But he admitted that his last two matches against Andre and de Minaur were impressive to him, since they were against really capable players and he won those in straight sets. Overall, the player admitted that he couldn't ask for a better run in this tournament, and that he was ready to finish it at the highest point. And while chasing that point, it's easy to forget your previous highest points in your career. That's what happened to Novak, who seemed to have forgotten his first major semifinal. When you've had about 44 major semifinals, it's easy to forget about your first one. When Jim Courier quizzed him about his first major final, he answered it was the 2007 US Open. But he couldn't be more wrong. Novak actually had his first major semifinal in Paris, at majors at Roland Garros, and that was against none other than Rafael Nadal himself. The Serbian player ended up losing that match by 7-5, 6-4, 6-2. This was the second time he had faced Rafa that year, and the match only lasted about 1 hour and 28 minutes. How he could have forgotten that explosive match, we don't know. But what do you think of the terrible mistake the Australian Open made? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.